Well, the holiday season is upon us, so that means some big days of eating coming up, a lot of good foods around, tasty treats, and while this should be a time of celebration, unfortunately, it often becomes a time of stress and anxiety around the food. And honestly, it doesn't have to be just holidays. At least in the US, this week is Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas coming up, or whatever holidays you may celebrate, any event you have, this video will be relevant to help with this, because what I want to do is help take away some of that stress and anxiety, give you some strategies you can use to determine what's best for you. And unfortunately, there's a lot of mixed messages from different coaches and trainers out there. So what I want to do is clear things up a little bit, talk about the options you have, and understand that while some people may say you should stay on your plan because it's too important and you should avoid these foods, and I certainly don't agree with that, but I also don't agree with people who say no matter what, you should just eat till your heart's content and have anything you want. And I have no problem with that. The thing is, you shouldn't put everyone in a box. It's up to you to determine what's best for you, and there is no right or wrong answer. And that's a big message I want you to take home today. It's just there's different options that have different pros and cons, and you need to make the decision up front what you want to do, what you think is best, and be okay with what that means. But before I get into what those options are, understand there's nothing you can do that can screw everything up. I don't care if you have 10,000 calories on that day, you have not just screwed everything up and now there's no way you can come back from it. The biggest problem is usually you let one day get you down, you beat yourself up, you feel bad and guilty about it, and then it snowballs into this big thing that can take days, weeks, even months. So the biggest thing is whenever you're done, you just got to get back on track afterwards, and no guilt, no shame. I say it all the time, food doesn't have morality, but the thing is you really do need to go in with a plan. And the reason I say this is because if you don't, you almost always feel like you're doing something wrong no matter what you do. So for instance, if you're just like, well, let's just see what happens, and you go there and you go, you know what, I'm just gonna have fun and do whatever I want, then when you're done, you kind of feel bad about it. You feel like, well, I have goals, I should stick to my plan better. Or you decide, you know what, I am gonna stick to my plan, and then when you're done, you feel bad because you're like, I should let loose and just have fun and not put so much pressure on myself. But the whole reason you feel bad is because you couldn't win because you had no plan. So if you say you're gonna do one of those things and then you do it, you can feel okay with it. Now, as far as your different options, I personally am all about life is about experiences and memories. For me, I'm just going to go have fun, not worry about it, not going to track, going to have what I want and just move forward. But that's for me. That doesn't mean that's best for you. But that would be option number one. Okay, just go in. Don't be overly restrictive. Have what you want. It doesn't mean you have to go crazy. You don't have to feel like, well, I'm off plan. I'm not tracking. I don't usually have this food, so I need to have as much as I humanly possibly can. And you stuff yourself till you feel sick to your stomach, and then you eat some more and you feel absolutely miserable. You don't even enjoy that experience then. So just have some balance and enjoy what you want and move on. Or if you do want to track, you can, perhaps you give yourself a bit higher calorie target than normal. Maybe you bank up some calories bleeding in. So if you saved up 100 or 200 calories a day, you'd have more calories going into that day. Maybe don't worry so much about macros or even protein and just kind of allow yourself some extra flexibility. But this way you'll keep yourself a little bit closer on plan and keep things from getting too far out of hand, but give yourself some extra flexibility. Or you can just completely say screw it and just go like crazy if you want, or you can stick to your plan if you want. Again, there's pros and cons, so you have to be okay with what that means. If you want to go in and you want to eat till your heart's content and eat and drink all the things and you love that and you want to do it, great, do it. There is nothing wrong with that. But then you can't freak out when the scale's up and you feel horrible. Like, you got to know that going in that's going to happen. Just be okay with it. Just like if you do want to stay on plan, that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. But now you can't sit around and mope and complain that you don't get to enjoy more food and have any of this fun stuff that's around. You're making that choice, and it's not a bad choice. You have to determine what's best for you. And understand too, in that situation, you're gonna deal with food pushers. It's gonna happen. Don't get upset at them. Just expect it to happen and understand you're doing what you think is best for you. They can't understand. It's not their goals, it's your goals. So they don't get it, and that's okay. They don't have to get it. You do what's best for you and just be okay with that. Now, I expect most people to just not track and just enjoy their day. I would assume that's probably what you're going to want to do. Again, no right or wrong answers. But there are some other strategies you can take to help kind of keep things in check a little bit more, enjoy your day more, and keep things from getting out of hand. And one thing not a lot of people think about, there's going to be a lot of different foods there. And sometimes you feel like just because the food's there, you have to eat it. But that's not true. Especially if you don't really even care for it that much or even don't like it at all. Don't eat it just because it's there. Save up the room in your stomach and the calories, even if you're not tracking them, and eat the stuff that you enjoy and want to have. Don't fill yourself up on stuff that you don't even like. So just pass it on, and if people question you, just say, I don't really care for it or whatever. Don't worry, Aunt Sally will get over it. You don't have to worry about her feelings, and just enjoy the foods you want. And while you are enjoying them, slow down and enjoy it. Don't just shovel it into your mouth as fast as you can to the point where you can barely even taste it and you're not taking it in or enjoying it. It's just not going to be a fun experience. Now, another strategy you can take, and this works really well for some and not so much others, so you need to know yourself, but eating less throughout the day until later when you're going to the big meal can help bank up some calories again, whether you're tracking or not, and that way you can consume more but keep the calories down a little bit. But the problem is, for some people, it works really well. For other people, you go into it so ravenously hungry that you just end up going even more crazy than you would have. So understand that. And another strategy you could take as well, one that I like to do, if we're not going to be eating till much later, I won't eat in the morning, but I typically never eat in the morning. But then before we leave, I'll have like a big serving of egg whites. So like 10 servings of egg whites. It's only 200 calories, 50 grams of protein, nice and filling. So you don't go in overly hungry, but you haven't consumed many calories yet. You've got a nice dosage of protein in. So that's an option as well. But the biggest thing, like I said, get back on track. Don't try to make up for it. This is one of the worst things you can do, especially if you have a binge restrict mentality. If you try to restrict yourself afterwards, it's only going to make you feel even more restricted, and then you feel like you can't make up for it, and it gets you down, and you feel like it's hopeless, and you just kind of continue this pattern. So don't do that. Just get back on track. Again, you can't screw everything up in one day. But honestly, a lot of times, if you struggle with the foods that are at something like a Thanksgiving or Christmas, it's because you ban these certain foods and feel like they're off limits, and because you feel like you can't ever have them. Now that you're going to, you feel like you need to get in as much as you possibly can now, because tomorrow you can't have it again, and because these foods trigger you, you got to get it all in. Well, if that is a struggle for you, I have a strategy you can take to help start including trigger foods into your diet and have them no longer be a trigger food anymore. So if you're interested in that, check that out up top here. Otherwise, I think you'll like this bottom video instead. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.